Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Rockville. North America's largest rock festival is finally here.
This is Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Tyler from A Virtue,
Damon from A Virtue,
and Ryan, also from A Virtue.
Nice. First thing I have to comment on is more important than you being here at Welcome to Rockville, that you're on the Buc-ee's tour as well.
Yes, we've hit up 3 in the last 24 hours.
Wait till after the end of tonight. That place will be insane.
Yep, going to number 4.
It's like a daily event. She's from Canada, and she never even knew what Buc-ee's was. I said, I can't even explain it to you. I just got to bring you there.
I'm from college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I still live there.
Nice.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah. We should connect with them. Yeah.
See, we have two nice people here because Canadians are the nicest people. Us Americans have become super assholes.
I suck.
Him too.
Yeah, there you go. So it's just cool. We're just all assholes. But let me tell you something too. I love what you guys are all about too, because like I'm also iHeart Talent, but I like the heart support thing. And music, to me, music's the best therapy. Like I've said, let's take everybody in the whole world and do one music festival for everybody in the whole world, and we can cure all the bullshit problems we have. Music does that. So talk to me a little bit about your music, what you stand for, everything about helping with music playing a role in our mental health.
I will go ahead and start. I think I can speak for all of us. We wholeheartedly agree, and it is an honor to support Heart Support. They are phenomenal. Taylor, we love her. She is and such a big fan of us, but also just for all musicians. And Jake from August Runs Red, big ups to him too for being a part of that. And I think that's where the conversation starts, right? Is just being honest with yourself, with your feelings. It is Mental Health Awareness Month as well. We're here at Welcome to Rockville. If there's any time to talk about your feelings and how you're doing, it's right now. And I think our music speaks for itself. We have a lot of songs that talk about mental health, that talk about the experiences that we've gone through, experiences that family members, even friends have gone through. And I think it's important for us to talk about those things.
Yeah.
That's what we've always stood for. And we will continue doing that with our new music that should be coming out soon.
Ooh, how soon?
Hopefully in the next couple months.
Nice.
I think we can confidently say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Nice. I love it. And so what I think's cool about you guys too is that you blend a bunch of influence into your music. I don't know. I come from the time where it's like you could only have listened to this music and that bullshit gatekeeping. And I had to hide certain music I liked from my friends when I was in high school because like, you can't be a metalhead and like that shit, blah, 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 blah. And even punks and metalheads like did not get along. Like I was a long hair. I could not go to punk shows, man. I would get my ass beat if I went to a punk show. And same the punks coming to metal shows. I was like, always, that's just so stupid. And so it's great that we have bands like yours nowadays uniting us together, and not just within these genres, but all genres. Because to me, genres are just bullshit. Artists having to be boxed in a genre is stupid. Too much music sounds the same nowadays with this algebraic equation, I call it. So what makes you a great band is you don't get lumped in anywhere.
No, and some of it is by design. Other times, man, it's just we are 4 different people with 4 completely different backgrounds. And at the end of the day, in the journey of being a band, being a musician, being an artist, there's always somebody or something that's going to say, it's like, you have to find your own voice. You cannot just simply copy what somebody else has done because that's not your story. And going back to what you were saying about growing up, I was at like the tail end of that where it's like, you can only like X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. And it's like, I learned very early on that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. I like what I like. And if you don't like it, then can I swear?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, there you go. So basically, yes. So absolutely, I like what I like. If you don't like it, you can fuck off. I don't care.
Totally.
And because again, you are not living my life. You do not know what goes on in my brain unless I tell you. And on a day-to-day basis. I could go from listening to Slipknot, to Korn, to Britney Spears, to NSYNC, to Dr. Dre, whatever the hell I want to, and it all forms and makes up who I am. Now, that's going to be different from Tyler. That's going to be different from Ryan.
As it should be.
And when we come together, yeah, we might argue a little bit about how we're going to do this, that, and the third, but then eventually we stumble into, ooh, this kind of serves everybody in the right way, and it would have only came together if we all brought what is unique and special to us. Otherwise, we're doing a disservice to the world. We're doing a disservice to people that do look to us or any other artist for that type of inspiration, because there are many copycats, and hey, you can get popular, you can get famous, but then when you can find those people that are one of ones, or you inspire somebody that maybe goes and turns into the ultimate one of one, you never know.
Right.
And they're like, hey, I listened to you guys when I was in this transformative phase of my life, and you go, that's crazy. That's lightning in a bottle right there. That is a moment that you cannot take back, and it's all of our choices, all of our life events are leading up to this moment to then set somebody else onto their own path.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny because if you take some of the old school bands, even the ones I love, that were in that frame of all the band members have to like all the exact same music, their 10th album sounds like a bad version of their first album. That's what I find. It's like their first album, oh my God, that's the best thing ever. And then it goes downhill from there because there's nothing being added to the equation.
Yeah, when you get to like a stagnant point is kind of where I feel like things start to dip off. Even from like a creative standpoint, I couldn't imagine us making the same record even twice and be happy with it. Like, I think we would write it and be like, this doesn't feel like a step in the right direction. It just feels like we are...
You already did it, right?
Did it, right?
And you probably grew from there and grew as artists. Like, you evolve, you get to be a better musician. You want to experiment with that, not stay a garage band.
Really, like in the last interview we just did, someone had asked us how many demos from the last cycle we just had were going to make it onto the new cycle. And we sat there and thought, we're like, probably none, because we've, over the last year and a half, have grown so much as artists and grown so much as a band that what we thought was great at the time now doesn't even really touch what we feel now. And I think that speaks volumes to how much we've grown in the last little bit.
Yeah, and even the type of band you are, the serious topics you talk about, that changes over time. So what may be relative 5 years ago may not be today.
Yeah.
You have to evolve.
Exactly. And the good thing is if people love the record that you made one time, it's always going to be there. You know what I mean? It's always going to be there.
You can always listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why you want to listen to a second version of that album, exactly. I think.
Yeah.
Just Ollie from Bring Me Horizon said in an interview when he was getting so much shade for doing all different types, he's like, why do I have to write the same song over and over again? I don't want to write the same song over and over. And I'm like, that's brilliant, because it's true. I would be like bored to death if I was an artist. And I think about it too. Like, you think of these bands around for 40 years that still have to play certain songs in a festival or a concert. I'm thinking, man, I might be like, oh, fuck, I got to play this song. And maybe I loved it when I first played it, but now you played it that many times, it's not even fun anymore.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Where else are you guys playing after Rockville?
We have a show tomorrow in Spartanburg, South Carolina with Escape the Fate.
Ooh.
It's going to be a good time. So we have it's a bit of a drive. I think it's what?
8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah.
And the show's tomorrow. So not a lot of sleep for us boys, but
that's what sucks about Florida. I live in South Florida. It takes forever just to get out of this state. And then South Carolina's not fun to drive through either. What was that moment in time in your life that you knew this is what you needed to do?
That's a good question. I think all three of us can have some different answers. I will say very quickly, I tore my ACL. I played soccer growing up, tore my ACL my freshman year of high school, decided I needed to do something to pass the time. And I was like, it'd be cool to start a band. So I did with my brother and some friends, played some shows, did all that, went through a few different bands, met a couple of these guys, and then their old vocalist left, and then the rest is history.
Nice.
So that's my story.
Mine is a little more, I was a knucklehead.
But at least you admit it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a slightly reformed knucklehead. Music has always been in my life. in some way, shape, or form. I started playing violin when I was 3.
Wow.
I've played bass in jazz band. I've played a multitude of instruments. And then, like any teenagers can and sometimes do, you start getting into some things that you probably shouldn't be getting into. Also with realizing, some traumas and some various family things that you start to become aware of. And it became a pretty nasty cocktail of like just bad decisions, substances, and a few other things. And it was like, there was a moment, ironically, I was taking myself to jail, which is fun. On a bus.
Oh, that's wild.
Yep. And there was a guy that would see me every single day, and he just came up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, life doesn't have to be that hard." That's all he said.
Wow.
He never said a damn word to me at any other point in time ever.
Wow.
And he just looked. He's like, "Hey, man, it just doesn't have to be that hard." And trust me, I had plenty of time to think while I was sitting in there. And I'm like, you know what? Now might be a good time to try to find something to put that nervous kind of in it.
That energy.
Yeah, shithead.
Sometimes you need
destructive
those
energy.
moments to change your life. Like,
Absolutely.
because otherwise you're just on that same road. And
Hit rock bottom and you realize, oh, yeah, I'm there.
if that guy would have said anything more, you probably wouldn't have listened.
No, I
'Cause
probably
it
would've
would have been
told-
like mansplaining type shit. That's a pretty cool story. I dig that. How about your story?
Mine's a little bit on the lighter side, I think. But
That's because you're
but-
Canadian.
yeah,
Maybe not as much
right?
drama there.
Exactly. No, so being from Canada, these guys found me online on Instagram, and then I went out and played a show with them. And then I was like, yep, this is what I want to do with my life. This is exactly the thing I'm after. It's so much fun playing drums live and getting to experience this side of it instead of being the fan that was always going to the shows. Now it's cool to be on the other side of it.
100%. And so, what do you think about being here at Welcome to Rockville?
So cool. It's so cool. We got this answer. We've gotten this question a few times, and every time I'm like,
So
it's
we
one of the
have to
coolest.
ask it because we're promoting
Yeah,
this
it's one of
festival,
the
so it's
coolest
like-
things. There's so many bands that we love on this bill, and it's cool to be a part of it and to be here and see the Speedway and to talk to people like you guys and just even to be in the sun, in the
And
heat.
the drive on the Speedway, like how much of a trip is that?
Crazy.
Dude, I'm a big NASCAR fan. This is really cool. My dad took me to MIS because we're from Michigan, so took me to MIS. We even made it out to Charlotte Motor Speedway a few times. And this, unfortunately, has not been a speedway that we've gotten to go to. But you know what? Music brought me here. And that
Look at that.
there is freaking awesome. So Danny Wimmer, thank you.
And speaking of Danny, okay, so like I ask this question of a lot of artists, and I always get pretty much the same answer. How does he treat you as an artist?
Phenomenal. Genuinely phenomenal.
So rare, right?
Yeah, it is. But just the food, just the way that they make everything so smooth for us to get on stage, it's unlike any other thing.
I don't think people realize how the bullshit at other festivals or other venues you have to go through as a band, that it makes it so much harder for you as the artist. And then if shit screws up while you're on stage, they're blaming you. And it's like, no,
Nope.
it's not them.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the best things about doing these kinds of festivals is it's a community.
Yeah.
It's a community of people all here for the same reason. We're all here for the love of music. Whether you're a fan, you're a band, media, we're all here for the same reason. And I think
We're
that
family.
is so cool. Yeah, exactly. We are a family, whether we like it or not. And it is whether you watch our band or you don't, we are a part of Welcome to Rockville history. We get to say that we played this thing.
And you are
And-
making history.
Yeah, and it's an honor. Like, we're so happy to be here and just happy to be a piece of the pie.
There it is. Now, I have a funny story for you specifically that you'll love. Okay, so I played all kinds of sports when I was younger, too. Before I got into the music scene, I played one game of soccer. Why? Knucklehead. The coach said, you must wear a cup. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm not wearing a cup.
Assuming he didn't wear a cup.
I did not wear a cup. And literally, it was 5 minutes into the game, and I was
played that
about
game.
this far from the other kid, and he nailed that ball right dead on. I went flying on my ass. It hit me right in the balls. Like,
Yep.
When I finally could get up, I walked off the field. I'm not playing this
I ain't
shit
playing
ever
anymore. Yep,
again.
Yep.
But it was my knucklehead self that was the problem, not soccer.
But see, that's the thing though, is growing up, I don't think I've ever worn a cup in my entire life.
See,
But-
now I don't feel bad.
No, you shouldn't feel bad. Did I have that happen? Yes. Did I try to do the same thing? Yes. Did my parents let me? No.
There you go.
They're like, we paid money for this. And I was like, yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
My kids, yeah, they tried to quit stuff. I'm like, you can quit after the season, but you're seeing this through. And like, I ride skateboards. I never wear any padding or anything. Like, it's just like, whatever. And one day it might be stupid. It might end up stupid, but so far I've been okay.
No.
Just don't skateboard on tour.
You know what's funny? The first year we switched venues to the Speedway from Jacksonville, I have my Jeep out there and I have my skateboard in the back of my Jeep. And I went up to a person that runs Medium. If I take my skateboard and I ride it on the wall, am I going to lose my media credential?
Well, then you might lose your life.
But you know what? It is funny because I looked at that wall like it's not what it looks like on TV.
Oh,
And I'm like, fuck, I would fall down standing.
yeah. It's scary.
It's like I would have broken several bones on my skateboard on that shit, and there would be nothing I could do about it.
Oh yeah, no, the dude. I think somebody was telling me earlier. They're like, you have to be going at least 80 miles an
80.
hour
Yep.
to even have grip on that thing. Otherwise, you're sliding off. I was,
This is one of the deepest banks
yeah.
in all.
Wild. It's wild. Like, even at 80, my Jeep would probably flip.
Yeah, MIS is like this, and then Daytona's that.
Straight
Like,
It's straight up and down.
insane.
pro's pro.
Wow.
It's a pro's pro.
It's amazing. Tell everybody how they can reach out to you guys on socials, on the web. Buy your merch because you can't survive without merch. So fuck them. If they don't buy your merch, they can't listen to my show.
Yeah, you all suck. I'm just kidding. But yes, please, if you would like to buy a t-shirt, a vinyl, a CD, anything that we do have an actual website, ofvirtueband.com. You can go check out tour dates, buy merch there. Social media, we're on everything at Of Virtue. So Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, YouTube Shorts. That's probably still YouTube. But the
It
point
is.
is, if you type in, if you have the internet and you have a phone and you have a pulse, you can find us. And if you got your mom's credit card, even better.
Right?
Spend $100, get free shipping.
There you go. And you know what? It's funny you said Threads, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm on Threads, and every day I'm getting notifications. People are following me. I'm like, I've never even got on there. I'll share my Instagram post to Threads. I've literally never even gone on it.
They followed you. No,
Yeah.
no, you didn't.
Threads is unhinged, to be honest with you. It's a little different.
Right? And then there's this, what's that new one? I'm like, was it Blue Sky?
Sky.
And I'm like, fuck, I gotta learn another one. It's
That's too many.
come on. It's like, it took me a while to do TikTok because I spent so much time building my Vine.
Yeah,
And-
Vine. See,
And where did that go?
Yep.
So do I want to really build up on another one for it to be taken away? It's part of biz nowadays. It's not like the old days stapling up on telephone poles.
no. But the one thing I will say about social media in general, though, is you actually do get to see a different side of people's creativity. Like for people that are able to really master that and to sell themselves without having to go through an intermediary or have a label or some
I
other
love that.
douchebag manager, whoever else tell you what to do. It's like it's your thoughts, it's your unfiltered version of whatever you want directly to the people that care about it.
And I've always felt like I was very involved in the Sunset Strip days of the 80s. And that's what made me go away from music, that bullshit. And the suits telling the artist how their songs should be. I think the suits should stick to business and the artist should stick to music. That's what you're best at. And the reason you're hiring them is because that's what they're best at.
Hopefully.
We hope. But
We hope.
But it is cool to see some of these like TikTokers get big
Yeah.
by doing it. There's one, it's funny, talk about guilty pleasures, okay? So I am obsessed with that girl that was on American Idol that does that shut the fuck up song. Do you know that one? Yep, that's the one. I'm just like,
Hey.
I'm not obsessed with her in per se, but that song and the fact that she could get on American Idol to do that. Like,
Yeah, it's wild, man.
like I told my daughter, she's like, Dad, she's 14 years old. I'm not obsessed in that way, okay? I'm obsessed, like, that's pretty fucking cool that somebody can get on American Idol just by doing something creative like that. And I've seen her other stuff. She is super creative.
Yeah.
It's not just that song. So now I'm like checking out all her. I'm like, she's pretty freaking cool. You know?
The domino effect.
Yeah, totally. So is there anything else you want to let the listeners know that we haven't covered yet?
We love them.
That's a good one.
We appreciate them. We appreciate you guys and the platform that you're giving us.
Yep.
We have a tour this July with our friends in Archers, Rivals, Dead Eyes, the Temporary High Tour. Archers putting out some new music. So we're going to be out there supporting them, ripping that up. We're playing Incarceration.
Oh,
So-
we had to talk about that. That's what I was
Yeah.
going to talk about too.
July 19th.
That's the coolest festival. Have you been there?
We've played in 23. We get the chance to play with Slipknot
No.
and Marilyn Manson, Slaughter to Prevail. So again, thank you again, Danny Wimmer, for including us again a little bit closer to home this time.
I love that Shawshank Prison. Like that.
So
that's
awesome.
Yeah, I keep telling people, my youngest daughter, every time I do a festival, because I cover all of them in the U.S. and UK, Europe, and she's like, are you excited? I'm like, I'm doing it every weekend. I don't know if excited's the word. I love it.
Yeah.
And then when I got to Incarceration, I don't know, 10 years ago for the first time, before even Danny Wimmer took it over, I call her up. I'm like, I'm standing in the prison yard of Shawshank. Now I'm excited. And then this other dude who is an artist, he was taking pictures. I was taking pictures. Saying, hey, can you take my picture? I'll take yours. And he's looking at us. We're fanboying out on Shawshank Prison. It's so cool. And then when you played, did you take the tour and go in the actual prison?
I didn't.
No,
You-
we will.
You have to.
We will this time. The last time we were a last minute addition. So there's a lot of chaos going on. But this time we actually have time to just chill and
Oh, you have to.
if you're gonna do
I have pictures of me in the jail cells and sitting taking a crap on the jail cells. And when you see them, these jail cells are not even like real jail cells for prisoners is bad. Even the prisoners wouldn't want to stay in the jail cells now because it's like
so bad.
But it's wild too because there's a prison right next door to new prison. So you guys are going to be like Johnny Cash. They're going to be out in the yard because I've seen it. I've seen them out in the yard checking out. I'm like, that's so cool. And there's one point in the prison where there's a sign right by the window is if you take a picture, it's a felony because it's directly in the prison yard of the other prison. So they figure you're taking a picture to plan some escape or something.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing you guys at Inc. for sure. And, man, I'm glad you were here to rock. Welcome to Rockville.
Made it happen. Thank you.
Thank you for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
See you in a few months then.
You got it.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.